Tēnā koukou, how's it going? A couple of things just for you to think about from the events that have happened to me in the last few days. A couple of things. One was that we were recently down in Wellington, yesterday actually, commissioning some new, some friends of ours who were taking over a church down there, and it was just struck me the impact that you can have through investing with compassion or with a view to trying to help others. There were two people at this meeting who spoke, one of whom was our pastor who we'd helped into his own home, utilising lease options, and our Samoan friends who were taking over the church in Wellington. We also purchased them a home and utilising lease options, get them into their own home. And it was really funny actually, our Samoan pastor friend Whono, when he was thanking different people towards the end, he said, and especially thank you to Dean and Raywin, who have given us a free house, and if any of you ever want a free house, go and see Dean and Raywin. So we had a queue of people at the end of the service interested in free houses, but it was just interesting the impact that had on them was huge. And our pastor as well, when he spoke, said that he's now in his own home when he could never have been in it before. So it's just really cool to see the positive impact that investing had, and we make money as well, because that's what we have to do out of investing. So I just wanted to encourage you to pursue opportunities that work for you and work for others. The other thing started out a sad story but ended up a good one, was we'd bought a unit with very long-term settlement, and I was just interested to get through the place because I hadn't seen it. And unusually for our agent, it was proving to be a bit of a problem for some reason. So we eventually discovered that the vendor was beside herself and kind of didn't want to sell, and we didn't quite know what was going on. So we left the restaurant we were at, we were having lunch with our agent friend, and went and knocked on the door. Long story, but it transpired that the woman had recently lost her husband of 62 years, lived in the same property for 30, had an immediate family member, I think, keen to get an early start on the inheritance perhaps. Not sure of that, but anyway, she'd felt very pressured into selling. So we were able to say to her, well look, we'll settle when you die. And she promptly burst into tears and said, but what if I live, for 20 years? We said, well, that's great. The value of the property will keep going up, but you don't worry. You just stay here until you want to leave, or until you pass on. So she was just overjoyed and had been having nightmares and hadn't slept. It was very sad to see an 82-year-old woman so upset. So by us being flexible in how we invest, from a straight investment point of view, we've secured a property at today's prices with a $15,000 deposit, and we'll settle on that property at some point in the future. How can that ever be a bad deal for us? And for her, the property's sold. She's not going to need it after she's dead, as we said to her jokingly, and she's now has the security of knowing she doesn't have to move. And we didn't have to do any of that, and had we not been aware of the situation, we wouldn't have been able to offer it. So the other interesting thing about that was, as I think I said in the written part of my blog, that don't always assume that you know what's going on. If anything appears weird, sometimes if you can, try and find out. Many times you can't. But what both of these events in the last few days have shown me is just the huge emotional involvement that some people have with property, and with their property, if they are owners or not. So we need to bear that in mind. Some of us are tempted maybe sometimes to use that to our advantage, but I find through trying to genuinely help people and make sure it's is a profitable, where I can, is profitable for me as well, just has nothing but positive spin-offs, both for the emotional well-being of the other people concerned. It's exciting for us to go down and see a large Pacific Island family in their own home in Tawa. They could never have achieved that on their own. Or to see another man, with a wife and daughter who would never get a mortgage in their own home, and to see the face of this lady who knows she can stay safe until she passes on. And in all three cases, there is a significant financial benefit for us. We've achieved that by helping a third party when we kind of didn't, have to. And the fact that I'm a Christian has some impact on that perhaps, but I just think from leading a principled life and believing in good and things being positive, you don't have to put a spiritual spin on it. If you look for these opportunities and operate with integrity always, good things will come back to you, good things will happen to you, your investing will be easier, your investing will be more successful. And this is one of those intangible things that it's difficult to teach. It's far more significant to Raewyn and my success than any skills or abilities we may have in property, but very difficult to impart to others because it's an internal value. Dr. Stephen Covey refers to it as being in line with true north. There are principles in the universe and you're either in line with them or not. So looking after people, treating them well, especially those who are easily taken advantage of, like the elderly in Pacific Islanders. If you choose to operate with integrity, don't look for the profit, but understand that it will come. It makes me feel good and allows Raewyn and I to bless others and to see the reward come back. So we thoroughly encourage you to do the same, and hope you're enjoying Easter. Hope you're not completely ignoring the fact that this is about the Son of God and has nothing to do with Easter eggs, chocolate or bunnies. But if that is what it means to you, then I hope that at the very least that you're spending some time with your family and enjoying the quite remarkably good weather. We've just got back from Wellington and no wind, glorious sunshine down there as well. So just shows miracles still happen today. See you soon. Bye.